Oh, the awkward beginnings. Hey, there we are. Now I see you guys. Yeah, I was not getting anything in chat. Silly Twitch. Guys, I'm really excited. I get to show off an RPG game that I don't think a lot of people have given enough love. I don't think I've given enough love. I don't think Games Media has given enough love. I don't think Easy Allies has given enough love. And so we're going to check out the Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel, part of the Legend of Heroes series. And I've seen the beginning of the game like 4 times, but I know a lot of you, or I think probably a lot of you haven't played it. So I'm going to start a new game. We can get into it. You can get right at the beginning of the story. Yeah, and we'll just play some JRPG. It'll be great. But yeah, Falcom has really impressed me with this game, and I'm not super familiar with the company, and so this makes me really want to check out Ys and play through Trails in the Sky and all that other stuff. Like, Cold Steel has got me on board for Falcom games, for sure. But before we get started, we have to check in with Godfrey and Sadro, our cacti friends. Ho there! So Godfrey and Sadro have been leaving a bunch of mean comments on the Easy Allies Game of the Year video because they're upset. They think the best game of the year is Assault Android Cactus, which doesn't make any sense for multiple reasons, but that's what they picked. So they think we're a bunch of idiots for not recognizing the greatness of that game. Let's get into it. Guys, I should have done this before the stream, but I'm just remembering it now. I'm going to grab a drink before we get settled in. I'll be right back. Give me 10 seconds. Alright, sorry about that, everybody. Assault Android Cactus isn't bad? Oh, no, I never said it was bad. It's just their pick for Game of the Year. Whoa, there are a bunch of numbers in chat that I don't understand. I don't understand all of these numbers. Watch out for spiders? Alright, well, whatever. Chat will confuse me, and that's totally fine. Let's start a new game. Let's see. Let's read these descriptions. Built around satisfyingly tough combat, aimed at people used to playing RPGs. That sounds like me. Balanced for quick, easy battles, ideal for beginners and story enthusiasts. Story enthusiasts, I like that. Battles will take everything you have for skilled players who find normal too easy. Balanced for New Game Plus, ideal for replays. We'll just do normal. We'll be boring. We'll be super boring. Oh, the seconds. I see what you're doing, chat. Chat, you never pass up the opportunity for a meme. You never do. I gotta respect that. Eastern edge of the Erebonian Empire. I know a lot of people don't like English dubs for games, and I get it. It can be very bad. I think the English dub for Trails of Cold Steel is actually pretty decent. We'll see if you agree. Are you taking suggestions for metal music? Always. I'm always taking suggestions for anything. I mean, unless you're like, want to give me hardcore drugs. I'm not taking recommendations on that.
What's happening? Who's in control of those things? Get in touch with the 4th Armored Division. We need backup from Lieutenant General Craig.
Oh no, I've started the dub versus sub debate, and that's you never want to do that. It's my own fault. I say this with almost every game I stream, but it's really important to me. Music in games, it's become more important to me as time has gone on, and the music in Trails of Cold Steel is your standard JRPG fare, but it's really good standard JRPG fare. It's rousing. It makes me excited to go into battle, and I think that's pretty cool. The most typical of things to say in a JRPG.
This is awful. What happened here?
Oh, terrible.
I can smell smoke. Are they using gunpowder?
They've completely blindsided us.
That sounds like somebody from Metal Gear. That voice.
It appears that everything else they've done today was to serve as a decoy, even making the tanks go haywire.
It sounds exactly like Liquid Snake, in fact. Is that Liquid Snake?
Right. It looks like the real target was the railway guns all along.
Ben, you missed a bunch of resubs? I'm sorry. Lotiz just subscribed with Twitch Prime for 3 months in a row. Thank you so much, Lotiz. Who else do we have here? Dip Noost? 2016 was such a good year for JRPGs. I totally agree, Dip Noost. Thank you for the resubscription. And Copter Skates. Glad to see some JRPG on stream. Dude, I'm happy to get to do it. I think that's everybody. Thank you so much for the resubs, everybody. Because I missed so many, I'm going to give you all some extra Sophies. Just a disgusting amount of Sophies. Sophie's happy we're streaming JRPGs. She's into the genre. Little known fact. And we get another sub. Oh, we got Primetheus. Just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much, Primetheus. Really appreciate it. Here are some even more Sophies. We got a Sophie train going. I'm going to give you a Brad hype, because Brad loves the JRPGs as well, which is always good. Alright.
Which means they must be serious about targeting that trade conference in Crossbell City.
They wouldn't. How low can they possibly sink?
So, they're intent on taking the Chancellor's head after all.
Blonde-haired boy.
Resorting to such wanton violence? This is absolutely outrageous.
Please, let us help. We don't know if reinforcements are on the way, and it doesn't look like we have much time left. We have to stop them before they can activate the railway guns.
Green's right.
I don't know how much we can really do, but considering the alternative, we have to try.
Right. I'm not about to let those terrorists have their way.
Looks like any attempt to convince you otherwise would fall on deaf ears. Alright, Reen, you and the rest of Group A with me. Group B, you'll be under the command of Major Nighthawk.
One group will secure the gun in the right wing. The other group will secure the left. This is an actual combat situation, with real lives at stake. I expect the best from each of you.
We got another resubscription, 3 months. Jin4576, Trails of Gold Steel, such an amazing game, or awesome game, excuse me. Glad you're streaming it, love and respect. Thank you, Jin4576. It's nice to see the Trails fans in here. You guys get it, and that's awesome. These games need more love. Something that I wanted to comment on, I'm gonna probably take breaks a little bit between the dialogue, just because there's so much to it, just to say some things here and there. I love the way that this game's opens, where you're thrust into a battle, you know, your nation is under threat, you have to fight it off. It doesn't have the production values of something like a Final Fantasy or even like like Atlas games, but, you know, I like that it tries to engage you immediately, and I think that's something that JRPGs could be better at. For as much as I love Dragon Quest VII, I think that's something Dragon Quest VII could be better at.
Class 7.
That game is slow.
Objective is
It's
to stop
really
the
good,
activation of the
but
railway
it's slow.
guns. We've learned a lot at the Academy. It's time to put that knowledge to the test. Understood!
Whoa! That like peaks for me. Right! I missed you, Burning Chocobo? Burning Chocobo, you have such an awesome name, I'm really surprised that I missed you. Thank you for the subscription or resubscription, I'm not sure which one it is. Here are some Sophies. And 3 sneaky PJs, I don't think we've ever done 3 of them in a row before. I get way too excited about emotes. Emotes are the dumbest thing, I just love them. Kyle and Blood did such a good job. I mean, look at Sophie and PJ. Those are well done. Alright, it's telling us we can save the game. Just to get this out there, and I'll repeat it at the end of the stream. But what I love about this game, it's not cross-buy, which is a shame. I wish that was supported more heavily, but it is cross-save, and that's actually how I've been enjoying it.
Here they
Is
come.
I'll play a little bit at home, but then when I go on a trip or something, like on a plane, I'll do cross-save and play it on my Vita, and it plays really well on there. So if you have a Vita and you're looking to give it some loving, this is a good game for it.
They look just like that thing we fought during our field study.
Ben, you missed my resub question. It seems like a good one. Hold on. Let me get back to it. Hey Ben, as you are one of my top 10 allies, would you do the honor and become my waifu, please? Absolutely, I will be anyone's waifu and everyone's waifu, all at once.
Mechanical monster.
Save the talking for later. We need to take these things out.
Got it.
These things remind me of that one Gundam. It's not a Gundam,
I welcome all
but it's like this giant thing. It's in Gundam Battle Assault for the PS1. I don't know if you guys played that game, but it takes up like the entire screen, and it shoots a bunch of lasers from like its body, and it's got absolutely giant bipedal feet. What is the name of it? It's green. If anybody can tell me the name of that mobile suit, that'd be wonderful. So because we're this is a flash forward, we have a lot of powerful stuff here that we can just spam at will. We don't need to take combat here super seriously, because it's going to be hard to fail. But the battles remind me a lot of Grandia, a lot.
And one for me.
Right.
There's a focus on positioning that I really like. Like a lot of your moves have a radius, and you want to try to encompass enemies within that radius as much as possible, and you can chain attacks with other people, and you can get benefits for being close to somebody. And so it's a really thoughtful battle system that's familiar, but does enough of its own thing that I really like it.
No escape.
She's the best, by the way. She's so strong.
My turn.
Blue-haired girl.
It's my turn.
Leave it to me.
Yeah, we can just kind of auto-attack her with you.
Here we go.
Say Grandia again, please?
All right.
Did I say it wrong?
There. Now.
Link attack!
An opening.
Ben Morsan, heyo. Hey, Blomcap, how you doing, man? Always good to have you around. Such a positive force. I like that.
Evil will fall before my blade.
There's a conversation that I want to talk about in regards to JRPGs and anime, and it extends beyond that as well. I mean, it's in Western RPGs that a lot of people make a big deal
Doubt about it. Those things were the same as the one we fought outside the Grand.
about character archetypes, and how, like, if you have a character that has a certain stereotype, or you've seen it before, that it's suddenly bad. And I think it's only bad if they don't use it well. I think archetypes that are well written and interesting and likable are okay, even if they're, familiar. I don't think just because you've seen something before that it's automatically not worth paying attention to.
It seems a large number of them are on the loose inside the fortress. I'm guessing that's what got the soldiers we just saw too.
Seems so.
So these are archaisms.
Such a RPG term. Archaisms.
Are you certain, Instructor?
Yeah, they're a kind of autonomous weapon made by a rather unsavory group. And a real pain to deal with, too. We need to hurry, but keep your wits about you.
Understood.
Right.
Ben the Coca-Cola man. Yeah, I've been drinking a lot of Coke recently. I just need to give up soda in general, but I love me some Coca-Cola. Also, vanilla Coke. Fantastic. Don't care what anyone says.
Enemy sighted. Take them out.
My turn.
Did the allies get into the For Honor technical test too? I don't know. That's a good question. You were saying it's one of the best games of 2016, and I feel like I need to get in it. I didn't get into the first test, and I was really bummed out. I think I would love that game.
No.
Give me that link attack, baby.
My turn.
So there's kind of a lot going on with this battle system. We'll be more limited once we get through this opening, so it might be a little easier to follow. I can explain things a little bit better.
There.
But man,
Now's a chance.
And one for
is
me.
it flashy in a pretty fun way.
It's my turn.
Robomber subscribed for 3 months in a row. Thank you, Robomber. That's a good name. I like it. I like it. Chocobo Burning might be my favorite, but that is a close second. I'm going to give you some Sophies and the Godfrey. Godfrey's into this game. Maybe get a sponsorship from Coke. Hey, if we can get a sponsorship from Coke, I'm all for it, man. Coke bucks. Ben, I'd like to get into SMT. Is 4 a good place to start? Should I play the original or Apocalypse? You should play the original. I think it's a great SMT to get started with. It's a little more easygoing than like a Nocturne, and certainly than Shin Megami Tensei 1 and 2. So yeah, 4 is a good one to start with. The reason you want to play it before Apocalypse is Apocalypse relies on the story of 4, and so you have a greater context of what's going on in Apocalypse if you played 4. I think you can get 4 for like a really cheap price, like $20 or $25 or around that. So yeah, do it. It's a great game. Shin Megami Tensei 4, great game. One of the first reviews I did for game trailers, actually. Look it up, folks. I was much worse at reviewing things then, I think. But that's okay. Ben, do you play East also, or only Legend of Heroes?
Here we go.
It's not that I only play Legend of Heroes, but Legend of Heroes kind of introduced me to Falcom. I think East looks wonderful. I really do. I know I would enjoy it very, very much. I'm just not familiar with it. And so I need to play one of the games, and I feel like playing East Origin on PS4 would be great. Why not start there? Unless somebody tells me otherwise, unless there's compelling evidence to start with something else. But yeah, I think I'm going to wait for East Origin on PS4, play it there, and probably stream it as well. So look out for that.
We have nothing to fear.
Trails of Cold Steel robbed of VZA Goaty. Yeah, the thing, there was a discussion about it on GAF that I actually thought was pretty interesting. Like when you're trying to decide the best game of the year between 9 people, it's about compromise. I think rightfully so, you know what I mean? Like, not everybody is into all the things that Ian loves, or Brandon loves, or Kyle loves, or Huber loves. And not everybody is going to be into Trails of Cold Steel. Like, that's not a fight I'm going to win, and that's okay. That doesn't make the allies wrong. And so we have to find a middle ground. And that's why I really like personal picks, where you can kind of shine a light on whatever you want to. And that's okay. That's kind of your space.
Off guard.
What do you say we get moving?
This game is anime as fuck.
Nothing slows you down, does it?
Gaius is really cool too. If I had to assign party members to allies, Gaius would probably be Brad or maybe Huber. One of the two. One of the two. Something tells me these animations weren't mocap. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, being 100% honest, you guys can tell this by looking at the stream. Trails of Cold Steel is not an amazing looking game. It does not have particularly good animations, but in a way, it's part of what makes it really special to me is its depth, its storytelling, its characters are so good that it doesn't really bother you. Like, once you get past that superficial stuff, there's a lot there to love. Which I think is awesome. That is how I felt about Persona 3 and 4 back in the day.
There.
then you're an Elliot. That's probably true. That's probably true. I like Elliot though, so to me that's a compliment. I think Elliot is a pretty cool character.
Those are...
The railway guns. They're enormous.
Damn! How'd they manage to get them prepped so fast? Don't tell me they're just gonna let them rip without even setting a target.
Instructor!
The instructor might be my favorite character in the game.
Well, they're certainly not shy about bringing out the big guns.
Damn it! We don't have time for this! We need to take these things out fast!
Huber is Machias because shotguns. Fee is Ian because dual blades. I can get behind that.
Right there with you.
Let's send these cretins to the scrap heap.
You know what Laura just made me realize? Cretins? Calling somebody a cretin is a really funny insult. I gotta mix that up in my vocabulary a little bit more. Next Easy Allies review, expect the word cretins in there. Or just cretin, maybe just the singular version. I mean, how is the instructor not the best character? She has this sick future gun that she just unloads on fools, and then she slices them up. What's not to like, you know? It's good stuff. Oh, let's do some arts. I bet they're...
Of course.
Let's armor break this fool.
Shatter!
Yeah, defense down, even though we did like no damage.
It's my turn. Arcus, activate. Ha!
A spark arrow.
Yeah.
My turn.
What do you have for arts, instructor?
Here goes.
My turn.
Unbalance. An encouraging shout to... Okay, I might motivate. I might motivate my troops.
All right, let's do this.
Leave it to me.
The frustrating thing is I've been playing Dragon Quest VII. I've been playing a game I can't talk about yet. I've been playing Pokemon. I've been playing Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse. And so I've been bouncing between all these JRPGs, and I'm very familiar with Trails of Cold Steel. But a lot of the finer elements, like I feel like I'm kind of having to reteach myself here a little bit. Even though this is just a tutorial battle.
No escape. No.
Leave it to me.
Say that this game, unlike Persona, never clicked for me when I played it. Yeah, I can totally understand that. I don't think it's for everybody, certainly, but I think if you do like JRPGs, it's worth giving a chance. I've been very impressed by it.
They're open.
An opening.
I've talked a lot about how I kind of like the opening, kind of getting you into the action. And while that's true, once you get past this, it's kind of some typical stuff. It's, you know, you're sort of like military academy high school JRPG, and it goes through the motions that you would expect it to go through. Once you get deeper in, though, I think the characters start revealing a few more layers about themselves. That was a weird way to say that, but yeah, it gets better as it goes on. I do not think it is up to the levels of Persona, but I can see it getting there for me. Like, I'm really stoked to check out Trails of Cold Steel 2. I should have been doing those from the start. Calamity Hawk? Okay, this is probably Huber. I feel like Huber would have a move called Calamity Hawk. It's too good. It's too Michael Huber not to have.
Time is precious. We should hurry.
Alright. We could have ended that battle a lot sooner. I'm sorry, everybody. The closest thing I've played to a JRPG is an Acronauts. Or Silver. Those are very JRPG, I guess, are they? No, but Ian really loves an Acronauts. It's something I've never played. I've been meaning to get to.
Cowardice know no bounds.
That's a good reminder. That game is on Good Old Games, I think, isn't it? I should buy it.
We're running out of time. I'm gonna go on ahead. Follow me as soon as you're sure it's safe to...
Ben, some of the allies did a secret Santa amongst us. Everyone is starting to receive their gifts. I love the EZA community. That is so wonderful. That puts a smile on my face. You guys just treating each other right. That's good. It's good stuff.
Railway guns.
No, no, no!
Don't!
What will happen? Will their country be destroyed? Which ally we will be reviewing that too? I don't know. I personally think it should be Huber. But we'll see. I reviewed the first snack. Infamously. There it is. Anachronox is on Good Old Games. Let's see how much it is. $5.99. They might as well give it to you for free. Gonna add that to my cart. This is something I talk about pretty heavily in the next Tales from Japan episode. That I feel like so many people would ignore a game like this just because it is super duper anime. And I get it. There are a lot of bad anime games, and you know, this is an apologist for anime games, and there's a lot of garbage out there. And it's really a bummer. It's really a bummer because I think really good games like this get lumped into that same group. And it bums me out. And I wish, you know, we could just judge everything individually. But that's hard to do. And not everybody, you know, has all the time in the world to do so. So I get it. But just something I've been ruminating on recently. It's such a cliche, shitty reviewer thing to say, but this game has a lot of heart. Is Akiba's Trip a bad game for you, Ben? I didn't love it. Not because of its subject matter, but because it got really boring after a while. There was not much to that combat. So, I'm excited for Akiba's Beat. I'm gonna check it out. But yeah, Akiba's Trip is not my favorite. There's anime trash in this too, Ben. It pains me, but we should be honest. Yeah, definitely. There are some super stereotypical anime things in this that are bad, for sure. But I stand by it being a very good game overall. We're going to school. First day at school. Again, that music. Setting the mood. In a good way.
The Ministry of Railways wishes to thank all passengers for their patronage. This train is bound for Bereahard via Keldic. The next stop is Trista. Trista. We will be stopped at Trista for 1 minute. When disembarking, please ensure no belongings are left behind.
Cubamon just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Cosworth the dog just subscribed. We got 2 back-to-back. I don't know what to do with this. I'm going to give you some Sophies. We're going to break the rules. Normally we just do 2 emotes. Sophie and something else. We're going to do a blood, and we're going to do a Dirty Dawn sandwich in between Smug Blood. We're off the rails right now. Brad with that Genji emote. I love it. Double sub. Yeah. It's exciting times. For those of you, don't give me any spoilers, please. Do you think Trails of Cold Steel, the second half of this story, is better than part 1? I'm curious for those that do know. JRPG's bringing in the Bucks. That's probably the first time that's ever been said. Cuz with the dog. Hey, I say Ben, I love your stuff, but I can't seem to get the Patreon thing working, so I'll sub here instead. Thank you so much, Cosworth. I really appreciate it. Oh my goodness, look at that. Everybody's saying part 2 is better. One Last Spartan, the story, yes, the game, no. Interesting. Very interesting. Are the battles more of a slog, Spartan? Oh man, we're not going to get to it quite yet, but there is, I'm just reminded, something I don't particularly love about this game in the beginning, and it's the start of the relationship between Reen and Elisa. I think it's really bad. You'll see what I'm talking about. Or, not the whole relationship, but just one particular thing that happens. Cold Steel 2 is the payoff. Like SC is to Trails in the Sky. Reen Schwarzer. I like that name a lot.
Are those Lino flowers?
I'm going to buy another cactus and name it Reen Schwarzer.
Never seen so many.
And then everybody that comes to my house, I'm going to introduce them to the cactus.
Ouch.
Whoa, sorry about that. Are you okay? I should have picked a better place to take in the scenery.
Yeah, so this is Elisa.
Don't worry about it. I should have been paying more attention to where I was going instead of gawking at the
They'll be
flowers.
bumping into each other a lot. Very literally.
It's really a pretty town, though, isn't it? Just like a postcard.
Yeah, I guess that's the magic of springtime for you. I hope everything in your case is okay.
Oh, don't worry about that. It'll be fine. Hey, you've got the red uniform too, huh?
Oh!
Yeah, but now that you mention it, almost everyone else on the train had a green jacket. You're one of the few I've seen in red.
The red uniforms, this sort of elite class in this academy, I can't help but think of Final Fantasy VIII and the Seeds. And man, despite the last like 40% of that game being really rough, I have a lot of fond memories of Final Fantasy VIII, and I want to go back and see if that fondness is justified.
I didn't really think about it until now. I just put on the uniform they sent me.
I hadn't given it much thought until I got here either. But yeah, like you said, there have been a few others sporting them too, so I doubt it's a mistake. Maybe it means we'll end up being classmates. Anyway, I should get going. I've got a feeling we'll see each other again at the entrance ceremony, though.
I want to watch the stream, but I also want to play Bloodborne. What do I do?
I totally forgot to ask your name.
You can do what I do a lot, and a lot of people will crucify me for this, but when I play games, a lot of times I'll just have a stream on in the background. Especially ones that aren't, like, super intense. Like, this is not going to be a super intense stream. We're just sifting through dialogue, fighting some JRPG battles, and talking about stuff. So. But you do you.
Oh well. I'm sure we'll run into each other later. She's right, though. It is weird that there are so few of us in red. Are there even enough to make a class? That orbment they sent with the uniform is pretty strange, too.
If they made, like, a toy orbment from Trails of Cold Steel, I would totally buy it.
It sure looks a lot fancier than your standard issue orbment, that's for
I
sure.
think it's real dumb in a beautiful way. I also want the Z Crystal thing from Pokemon. I'm gonna go to my family Christmas with the Z Crystal band on.
Guess there's no point in racking my brain over it. Someone will probably explain it during orientation. Thor's military academy is on the north side of town. I've still got some time to look around before the entrance ceremony, but it'd be pretty awkward to be late the first day.
Pretty awkward indeed, Reen Schwarzer. I'm 40 hours deep into Dragon Quest 7. Background streams are great. Parkour, excuse me, horse. It's funny that you say that. That is how I've been burning through Dragon Quest 7, is by having some streams on. And it's great. Watching streams, hearing some chatter about video games, and settling into a Dragon Quest. Wonderful. Wonderful. It just told me that I can confirm the story objective by pressing square, and then it came up with another window. Can never be too clear, I guess. So, okay. Not trying to nitpick here, but and this doesn't just apply to Trails of Cold Steel, but one of my biggest pet peeves with all games, and so many games across so many genres do it, is when they finally give you control after a long time, and then you walk 2 fucking feet, and they do another cutscene. What was the point of even giving me control? Oh, I hate it. It gets under my skin so much.
Seems like the perfect spot to catch a breather, what with all these shops around.
Oh, she's great too. What's her name?
Huh?
Fee? I think it's Fee. She's great.
Why is she sleeping here?
The ceremony's going to be starting soon. Maybe I should wake her up.
Guess I better go.
Oh, Fee's great. She's like a stray cat or something. If she's headed to the school, I'd say that's my cue to pick up the pace. You know, I realized it was just introducing Fee, but can you imagine this strange man that you don't know, like you're sleeping on a bench and he just comes up to you and is staring at you? It's a little funny. It's a little funny. I know Huber likes to talk about vibes in towns, and Trails of Cold Steel has several towns that have very good vibes.
Milady. I pray you find victory here in both your studies and your training.
Ben, how far have you made it into Cold Steel? That's a very good question. Holundrian, I've made it probably 15 hours, 15 to 20 hours, I would say. I don't remember what chapter I made it the farthest in, but this is it. This is the playthrough where I finish this game, and give my full comprehensive thoughts on it afterwards. Like, there are a lot of games, and I've mentioned this several times, that I feel guilty about not giving attention to. But Cold Steel is a level beyond that, where, like, I'm going to take time out of doing other things and newer games because I think this game deserves some attention.
Thank you, Klaus. I'm leaving everything in your hands while Father is away.
Understood, milady.
Yeah, I think the voice acting for the main cast is totally sufficient.
Oh, please excuse my rudeness, young sir. It truly is a splendid day, is it not? The start of a new chapter in the lives of so many promising youths.
Oh, I want your guys' opinion on something. Somebody mentioned Yakuza, and I want to bring it up. First, I feel like I'm always saying, is it Yakuza? Yakuza? Or Yakuza? Which one is it? Where's the emphasis placed? We're pretty far into the Yakuza 1 full playthrough, and the reason why I haven't streamed it is because the scan converter that I was using is being used for the Pokemon review, so it's at Brandon's place. I can still stream Yakuza, but the video is going to look a little worse. Are you guys okay with that, or do you want me to wait until I can get the scan converter back? Emphasis on the A. Yakuza. Okay. Yakuza. Okay, thank you. That is something I should have known, and I feel like I have looked up, but yeah. I want to make it right. Yakuza. Smart chat.
Allow me to express my sincerest congratulations on your admittance into this fine academic institution.
Oh. Thank you very much.
I don't want streams unless they are 4K. Ben, why not wait for Zero and then Kiwami? Don't you worry about Yakuza 0 coverage. Plans are already in the works. It's just, why not wait for Kiwami? I didn't know Kiwami was coming out until PSX, and we're already like 3/4 of the way through the game, and we were before they announced it, so that's why. I might do a full playthrough of Kiwami if people will tolerate it. We'll see. That means the girl with him must have been a noble. She certainly did have a dignity about her. I wonder if she's from a famous military family or something. She sure is. A whole month of Yakuza 0 coverage. No, there'll be good stuff.
So this
if I wasn't prohibited from saying more, I would say a lot more. But I'm going to have Sophie communicate my feelings on Yakuza 0 for me. Interpret that as you will. Hey everyone, just stopping by the stream to say hi. Hey Snesticles, how you doing, man? Thanks for stopping by.
Thor's Military Academy.
This music is like anime soap opera.
Founded by the legendary Emperor Drykles himself.
Hey Ben, not to hijack, but did the issues with controlling Trico and the Last Guardian feel intentionally designed or not? It's a really good question.
Thank you for your patience, sir. We've arrived at the...
Once we get through this chunk, I'll go into my thoughts about it. Because it's good, and I think it's worth discussing a little bit.
Much obliged.
Oh, this guy. This guy stirs the pot.
Please, if you'll allow me to take your luggage.
That won't be necessary. I prefer to avoid standing out too much.
But, sir...
This isn't open for debate. Take whatever rest you need, then return to Bereahard.
As you wish. I shall be departing then, sir. May your time spent in these hallowed halls be all you've hoped for.
Just take care of yourself.
Kyle level smug detected. Oh my goodness, all of the subscriptions today, I can't handle it. Seriously, anytime somebody subs during a JRPG stream, I'm doubly surprised. Malin D 1998 just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it. Here's some Easy A magic, because that's what we're all feeling right now. Wow, an Orbital limousine, and one of Rainford's fanciest models too. So when they talk about Orbitals, it's a specific type of technology that they're talking about. Not exactly like, but kind of similar to, you know how they talk about capsules in Dragon Ball Z? It doesn't function the same way here, but it is a central sort of tech that they use in so many things in Trails of Cold Steel. Looks like even Erebonia's upper crusts send their children here. Okay, real quick about The Last Guardian. I'm not gonna ramble on and on about this, but the controls in The Last Guardian I do think are intentionally frustrating sometimes, and I think that tension and that frustration is created to make Trico feel like a living creature. Obviously, you shouldn't forgive or excuse bad controls when they're bad, and I think there are times where the camera does not pull up its end of the deal, but I think for the most part, the vast majority of the time, that relationship between the boy and Trico worked for me, where I would have to wrestle with him a little bit to get him to do what I wanted, but it felt like it was the appropriate amount of wrestling that I would have to do for a real-life dog bird. And that made it more immersive, and that connection worked for me because of that frustration. And it never veered, or rarely veered, too far in the other direction where I felt like I was fighting a video game and it was just bad, and it ruined the experience for me. So I think because of that, relationship and because of how effective it was for me, The Last Guardian really, really stood out and might be my game of the year. But I don't know. It was a tough year to pick. Usually I'm very passionate about one game, but this year was tough.
Military Academy.
Oh, these guys are great!
You're...
These guys are great. I forget their names.
Yes, you're the last of them. That'd make you... Reen Schwarzer, right?
Yes, that's me. It's a pleasure to meet you. But how do you know me?
It's a long story. Don't sweat the details right now.
Is that your weapon you've got wrapped up? I'll need to hold on to that for the time being.
Oh,
Calling him
right.
chubby boy.
You mentioned something
That's
about
so
that in the
mean.
guidebook.
Thanks. We should be able to return it to you before long. You'll hardly even miss it.
The entrance ceremony is going to be held in the auditorium. Just head straight back. You can't miss it. Anyway, I hope you enjoy your first day at Thor's.
We're glad to have you. I hope these next 2 years will be a fruitful time for you.
Something that Trails of Cold Steel does really, really well, that certain RPGs have also done really, really well, such as The Witcher 3, is a lot of the side quests and dialogue that you have with side characters, not all of it, but some of it, is incredibly revealing and gives you great context in the world. And so these don't seem like people that are just meant to give you filler quests or just meant to sell you items. They actually have a reason for being there and their own history that you learn about, and it makes them more meaningful than they otherwise would be in a lot of other games. And I appreciate that a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. This is why I can't make an RPG, because if I did, I would want every single character to have like a really crazy deep storyline. You probably can't do that. And what was that about me being last? I'm not seriously the very last student to check in, am I? You are, Reen. Because you stop and talk and look at everything. Sounds like it's about time for the ceremony to start, though. Well, here's the start of 2 great years. Ben, you may have been over it already, but fuck the haters. We Easy A fam, live Ben, don't let the internet get you down. No, it's alright, man. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate the sentiment.
Now, if I may, I'd like to say a few words in closing about this Academy's illustrious history.
But it's just me spending too much on the internet, looking at things that get under my skin that I shouldn't take as seriously as I do. So it's my own fault. Principal Vandik.
Thor's military academy was founded almost 220 years ago. Its founder, as I'm sure you're all aware, was none other than the great Emperor Drycles. The very same emperor who ended the War of the Lions and returned prosperity to the Erebonian Empire. 30 years after becoming emperor, in the later years of his life, he opened the doors of this institution.
Ben, I bought Monster Hunter Generations because of your hype and streams. It's great. Looking forward to hunting with the allies. Windfishy, oh, you just made my day, dude. I'm so glad that we can get another person into Monster Hunter, and I really hope you do hunt with us. That's been the worst part about Brandon having the scan converter, is I cannot stream Monster Hunter without it, and I miss it. I miss playing with you guys. I miss building up that community, and as soon as I am capable, as soon as that review is up, I'm driving over to Brandon's place, getting that scan converter, and we're going to play so much Monster Hunter, it's going to be great.
It was to be a place where young people like yourselves could learn the art of war. But with the mechanization of the military, many of our graduates now pursue careers outside the Army. Our mission, however, remains the same: to prepare our students to fulfill Emperor Drycles' famous mandate. Arise, O youth, and become the foundation of the world. Though much has happened these past 2¼ centuries, the world is still the domain of the young. Yet still the question remains: what qualities must one possess to become a part of its foundation? I hope this credo will serve as a guide and an inspiration to you during your 2 years at this academy.
Happy holidays, allies. Happy holidays to you, Donkey Gadden. I think this is a good time to say happy holidays to everybody that's watching, to the entire Easy Allies family. And I know a lot of groups and a lot of like celebrities and stuff call their fans family, and it's a really cheesy, dumb thing to do. But seriously, you guys do feel like family. You do feel like a really great group of people, and I mean that. And meeting you all at the meet and greet was wonderful. I wish I could meet every single one of you. So here's a bunch of Sophies in celebration of you, in celebration of the holidays. And a little Sneaky PJ.
Go forth, my students. The world awaits the great things you will one day accomplish.
I await the great things you will accomplish, chat. The memes you will build. The foundation of the world, huh?
No pressure, right?
No kidding. Though, this is Drycles the Lionheart we're talking about. He didn't earn his nickname by taking the easy route. Guess we've got more to worry about than just passing exams, huh?
I guess we do.
I'm such an Elliot, it's
I'm
painful.
Elliot Craig. Nice to meet you.
Reen Schwarzer. Hey, looks like we're sporting the same school fashion.
I feel like a young Brandon Jones would be a Reen. He'd make a good Reen Schwarzer, I think.
Yeah, no idea what the red uniform is supposed to mean, though. Most of the other students are wearing green.
It would be really great if, like, Elliot or somebody else would be like, I think, if my anime knowledge serves me correctly, the red uniforms means we're part of a special group.
Well, except for the ones in the white uniforms. Those must be the nobles.
Looks that way. Though...
Oh my goodness, missed another resub. SC Meyer, sorry if I butchered that. Just subscribed for 2 months in a row. Thank you so much. More Soviets. Giving out a lot of Soviets today. And a little Hubert. A little Jolly.
Something wrong?
Can someone Photoshop Noctis's
Just thinking
hair
to
on Brandon
myself.
Jones? Can somebody do that for me? Like, you don't have to, but I think it would be a gift for all of us.
And that brings us to the close of Thor's 215th entrance ceremony. Next, please proceed to the class designated in your guidebook. There, you will go over the school rules as well as your class's curriculum. That is all. Dismissed!
The class designated in our guidebook? I don't remember seeing anything like that.
There wasn't any information on that in mine either.
What?
I just assumed they'd tell us where to go after the ceremony.
All right! Students in red uniforms, if I can have your attention, please. By now, you're probably all confused. Where's my class assignment, you're probably thinking. That's perfectly understandable. Your situation is a little more complicated than the other students. But before I explain, I'd like all of you to join me for a special orienteering exercise.
What?
Did you mean an orientation exercise?
Worry not. Everything will be made clear soon enough. Now, right this way, if you would.
Yeah, I think your voice actress for the instructor is really good. There's a charm to her that I like. Charismatic.
Looks like we're gonna have to follow her if we want any answers.
Reen is really good as well. Very good at that typical protagonist style.
What do you think this is all about?
I have no idea, but we're not going to accomplish anything just standing around here. We should go with her.
Hair dye is popular at the school. That is true, Uzi Suicide. Somebody said, what are the qualities that make this RPG special? Well, once I finish it, I'm probably going to have like more in-depth things to say, but I think characters that are typical but transcend their archetypes in a really cool way, and a battle system that is complicated and in-depth without being overwhelming. I hate
What is this
JRPG
place?
battle systems that feel complex for the sake of being complex, and like they don't know when to stop introducing things. I don't think Trails of Cold Steel has that problem. I think it's really cool, and it's easy to learn, and it's pretty intuitive, but there's a lot to consider during fights, which I like.
Why is there a building this dilapidated on campus? It looks like it should have been torn down ages ago.
Here starts Until Dawn.
What does she even want us to do here?
Uzi Suicide just made me think of Corpse Party, a game that I've woefully neglected, that I've been meaning to get to. Like, I bought Corpse Party when it came out, and I just haven't played it yet.
Is she ever gonna tell us what's going on?
I suppose
Fucking
we'll
Machias.
just have to go inside and see for ourselves what awaits us.
This place looks like some old haunted mansion or something.
Now that you mention it, it kinda does.
Guess we really are part of the same class then. So it's taken forever to piece that there's something special about these red uniforms, but they're doing it slowly but surely. I'm new to Easy, but you're awesome, Ben. Thank you, Yamina8. I appreciate the kind words.
So, these are our new underclassmen, huh?
Yep. They've got a different set of hoops to jump through than we did, though.
These outfits are so ridiculous. I love it.
All our work's paying off.
I don't know why it's a thing in JRPGs, but like belts that go way too far down to the side like that, and then having like another belt behind that. Belts. What is up with belts?
I'd hate to have put in a year's worth of effort for
Can we do top 10 JRPG belts? Do you think Brandon could get behind that?
Ain't that the truth? Wait, when did you do any work? You were just slacking off the whole time.
Says the master slacker. Still, looks like Elisa's got some stiff competition. Quite a bevy of beauties they've got there.
A bevy of beauties?
And I'm looking forward to getting intimately acquainted with each and every one of them.
Oh, you know one of them?
Make Brendan wear the top 10 JRPG belts. Oh, man. For those of you that are photoshopping Noctis's hair onto Brandon Johns, if you could please slap on some JRPG belts, that would be wonderful. Benmore Seinfeld. What's the deal with belts? Am I right, people? You're right. That was a very Seinfeld moment. Oh, God. What's the deal
Wait,
with spiky hair?
No, not these ones, too. Stop flirting with every damn girl you lay eyes on. Do you have any idea how many guys at this school have gotten their hearts broken because of your libido? Did you just sneer at me? Oh, you did, didn't you?
Come on now, no fighting, you two.
This game is lighthearted in a good way, too, and a way that I think Tokyo Mirage Sessions also really captured. Like, yes, there are the serious moments, there are the melodramatic moments, but man, it knows when to have fun, and that's super important. And it does it often. Not just once in a great while.
Well, look who finally made it. Nice work, you two.
You got our little chickadees all sorted out, I take?
Yep, they're all bright-eyed and ready to go. So from here on out, we're gonna have to give it all we've got to support this fledgling class.
Now you sound the part of the student council president.
Guess she's going all in.
Well, they'd be in for a pretty rough time if we didn't help out a little. At least to start with, anyway. Everything's ready over there, right?
You betcha. Just like the instructor asked. Can't help but feel a little sorry for them, though.
Kaylee Murdoch, alright chat, I'm off to work, have a good night. Kaylee, I didn't know you were here and I feel so bad. I hope you enjoy work. Thanks for stopping in. You're the best. As always. Everybody, Kaylee is an amazing artist. Her work is very inspiring.
Same here. They've got no idea what they're being tossed into. The class they've been picked for didn't even exist before this year. Guess all we can do is watch and see what they're made of, right?
The class didn't exist before this year. We're special. Our group is special. Oh, hey, this game's pretty great. You are right, K. Sabat. You are totally right. It's a good track. Sarah Valestein. Valestein?
The name's Sarah Valestein.
Okay, I was right the first time.
I'm the instructor in charge of Class 7, which means you get the pleasure of seeing me all year. Glad to finally meet you.
Oh, Sarah.
Wait, class... us?
I'm not sure I understand. I wasn't told anything about this at enrollment.
And my workday is ended, so I must actually head off to have fun with the anime. Well, I hope you enjoy the Anime Delcast. Thanks for stopping in. Love and respect.
Excuse me, Instructor Sarah? I was under the impression that there were only 5 classes at this academy.
Legend of Heroes for best world building and NPCs. Not many games have continuity over 8 years. Yeah, and I feel bad that I only have a semblance of understanding about Trails of Cold Steel, and I don't have an appreciation of Legend of Heroes as a whole. But someday I will get there.
And that students were split among them based on their social class and home region.
Right you are, Miss Top Scorer on the Thor's entrance exam.
Ben, have you ever played any of the Lunar games? Yes, I played Silver Star Story Complete, and I thought it was quite good. Quite good. I need to play more Lunar.
Students in each year are divided into 5 classes, 2 for the nobility and 3 for commoners. And it's been that way for ages, right up through last year. But this year, we decided to shake things up a little.
What do you...
We now have a 6th class, fittingly titled Class 7. And in Class 7, we recognize no distinction between nobles and commoners.
Wait, why is the 6th class Class 7? Am I missing something here?
Wait, you just jumped straight from 5
Never
to
mind.
7?
You're really putting nobles and commoners in the same class?
This must be some kind of joke. And why is this the first I've heard of it?
Goddamn Machias, man. Machias,
Well,
excuse me.
who are you again?
Machias Regnitz. And with all due respect, Instructor, it's ludicrous to intermix nobles and commoners like this. Must I be forced to spend my next 2 years shoulder to shoulder with those arrogant, stuck-up hedonists?
You do know I'm not the one who made the decision, right? Besides, what's the big deal anyway? You're all kids. Can't you all just get along or something?
It's one of the best things about Instructor Sarah is this happens multiple times where one of these kids will get all worked up over nothing. And she's just like, you know what, chill out. Why don't you just chill out? She's super blunt with them. I respect that.
Just get along? And how would you propose we do that?
Hey, Machias, just chill out, man. It's okay.
What are you looking at?
Oh, nothing much. I just find the irony of your behavior rather humorous.
I think this is Liquid
so?
Bossman right here.
It seems the scion of some noble house has left the comfort of his mansion to grace the unwashed masses with his wisdom. Please, milord, do share your esteemed name with us so I can give you all the respect you deserve.
Eustace Alborea.
Eustace Alborea. Not that I'd expect the name of an arrogant, stuck-up hedonist to lodge itself in that hard head of yours.
He drives a son.
He's from one of the 4 great houses.
That's a really funny comment.
The son of Duke Alborea, Lord of the Kreutzen province in the southeast.
This is something that is really hard for me with Trails of Cold Steel. Is the names. It's hard for me to remember the names. I'm already bad at remembering very simple names. When you throw like Alborea or Kreutzen in there, whoosh, it's just gone.
Well, you don't get much more noble than that.
Interesting. I'd heard the rumors.
Fee's also great. Just doesn't care about any of this BS.
Do you expect me to be impressed? Your family lineage means nothing to me. I'll never bend my knee to the likes of...
Okay, that's enough. I'm sure a couple of you have a few grievances, but now's not the time. I'll hear your complaints later.
To be fair, I think these names are easier than a lot of other JRPG names. I guess it depends on what we're comparing it to.
Right now, you've got your orienteering exercise, and far be it from me to keep you from our fun little icebreaker.
You mentioned this orienteering exercise earlier. What exactly does that involve?
It's a form of outdoor competition, isn't it? Something like a cross between a map-reading exercise and a scavenger hunt?
I finally watched Kingslave Ben. Brotherhood was much better, I felt. Yeah, I get that. I would say I probably agree. I enjoyed Kingsglaive, especially on the second viewing, but Brotherhood is just cozier, and I think its stories hit harder than Kingsglaive. The thing about Kingsglaive, though, is I think it's far more important in understanding the overall plot in Final Fantasy 15 than Brotherhood is. But yeah, cool. I'm glad you watched it.
Is that why they asked us to hand over our weapons at the gate?
Nothing gets by you, does it?
I think a lot of things get by Reen. A lot of things.
But I don't want to spoil the fun, so let's get started, shall we?
What?
Oh, crap.
Uh-oh. We're trapped.
Come on, Fee.
She just doesn't want to go. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. You got better things to do.
No cheating. You're going with them, and that's that. What's the point in having an icebreaker if you don't make a couple of new friends?
Lame.
Anyone else downloading Lost Odyssey on Xbox One? It's currently free. Lordtronics, I'm so glad you came in here and said that. Lost Odyssey is a wonderful game. Done, created, directed by the creator, the original creator of Final Fantasy, Hironobu Sakaguchi. If you have an Xbox One, and you've ever even considered the idea of letting an JRPG take up your time, Lost Odyssey is one of the good ones. Particularly, it's sort of vignettes that it does with the little narrated stories. Those are absolutely wonderful. It's a cool game. Check it out. It's $0.
The floor gave out from under us.
I can't believe I fell for such an obvious trap.
So good, just killed her whole class. Yeah, imagine if the trap did actually just kill all of them. I'm like, whoops. This was supposed to be the tutorial.
Does this mean there's a series of catacombs beneath the school grounds then?
Ba-ba-ba.
What does that woman think she's playing at?
I thought my heart was going to jump out of my chest.
They're not narrated though? Are the stories I'm thinking of in Lost Odyssey not narrated? I remember a voice for them. But maybe I'm making that up entirely.
Hey, Reen, are you... okay?
The music in this game is fantastic. Well, it is. This track especially, I bet some of you will have this track playing when you close the stream. It'll be stuck in your head. If we were to make a cliche things to do in anime or anime games, this would have to be in the top 5 or at least certainly top 10 range.
What happened? Huh?
Well, this is a bit awkward.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. Still, I'm just glad you're okay. That's what's really important here, right?
And there's the slap. How can she slap? How long have they been sitting here?
It's just not your day, is it?
Have you guys ever done this in a video game where you like have to press a button to advance the dialogue forward, and you have to go and do something, whether it's like grabbing a bite to eat or whatever it is, and you leave the game just kind of them staring at each other for like hours, and you come back and you think about what it would be like in their world where they just awkwardly are sitting there? It's a weird thing that I do sometimes.
Now that I've hit the bottom, things can only improve. I hope. What is this place anyway?
I was wondering the same thing. We should check out those tables.
Is this?
devices we received with the Academy guidebook.
Ben, are you going to be playing more Let It Die? I absolutely will be playing more Let It Die. I'd love to review Let It Die. I just don't know how long it's going to take to reach a point where I feel comfortable reviewing it. I don't know what the end is in that game, and so I'm going to have to kind of feel it out, I guess.
Seems to be some sort of portable orbment.
Right you are. These handy little devices are a special kind of battle orbment.
Is that Miss Valentine?
Somebody actually photoshopped Brandon with Noctis hair, and they chose the best picture for it. This is beautiful. No, this is better than I thought it was going to be. Everybody please click on that. Everybody please click on that. This is the appropriate emote for what just happened.
So, these devices have built-in communications functionality then?
Wait, don't tell me these things are...
Please make that a phone wallpaper. That's a really good idea. Alright, no, hold on. Before I continue this game, I'm sorry if you're watching the YouTube archive, but I need to save this to my desktop. Yep, there we go. I'm gonna name it Broctis. I think that's appropriate.
New model battle orbments made through a partnership between the Epstein Foundation and Reinport Company. Newly made 5th generation battle orbments, in fact. They're called Arcus units.
Arcus, activate!
So these are battle orbs.
I need an Arcus. I need a real-life Arcus.
That means they'll allow us to use arts, right?
Sure will. Just set a quartz into one of its slots and you can use arts all the live-long day. Which is why I've prepared enough quartz for each and every one of you.
The localization for this game is well beyond average. The little phrases that they use to kind of make their characters feel more natural, like there's not a stiltedness to it. They kind of use colloquialisms in a really cool way that takes a lot of skill. A lot of localizations mess that up and make dialogue sound super awkward, and Trails of Cold Steel does not do that. Respect. Anybody who works in localization in chat, I love you. I love you so much. I'm jacked for Broctis.
The weapons you brought are all here too. Each packaged neatly along a little box containing a quartz. Find yours and try setting the quartz into your Arcus.
This
I
song.
suppose it can't hurt to try.
What is this woman thinking?
Even all the characters are looking at that pic right now.
Let's see. Mine is that one.
World Rejector, you just made a Kingdom Hearts reference, which I really liked. Sword, shield, or staff. Well done, sir. Very subtle. Easy A is easily beyond average. That's gonna be our new advertisement that we put up. Easy allies, beyond average.
Oh, I see mine over there. Let me just go grab it, okay?
But are you gonna do a full playthrough of this? I would love that. I would love that. I really would. Two things that are kind of holding me back from doing that is I want to do a formalized video on it that we cut up and make look all nice and has Brandon's silky smooth voice on it. Because I think this game deserves it. I like it enough that I want to give it that treatment. And so if I wait to do a full playthrough, that means that getting that video up is going to take a super long time. because I'd essentially be playing through it twice. The other thing is like, I'm not sure if you guys enjoy JRPG streams. Like, I'm always really self-conscious about it because there's a lot of dialogue, and it can be pretty slow. But if you guys are having fun, because I'm certainly having fun, I want to do more of it.
What's this?
That's called a master quartz. If you set that into the large slot in the center of your Arcus, you'll be able to use arts. Go on, give it a try.
If this was not already abundantly obvious, arts are magic. Orbment's a general term for mechanical devices that extract orbital energy from septium and use it to generate magical effects and enhancements. Boy, is that not a JRPG paragraph, or sentence, excuse me, right there. Battle Orbment Arcus, a personal use device that can harness orbital energy in a variety of ways depending on the quartz set in it. Since they are tailor-made for their usage, the Orbment's internal structure varies from one unit to another. Quartz. Crystal Circuit, a circuit made from septium fragments called Sepith, set into battle ornaments to harness a variety of powers and properties. A special kind of quartz can be set in the center of the Arcus. These quartz are stronger and more adaptable than regular quartz, and by fighting battles with one set in your orbment, you will level up and gain new abilities. So at level 1, you gain 5 CP for every enemy killed, and as you level up, it raises its attributes and gives you more CP. And you get new arts. Level up your stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and look at that, shall we? Let's put in that Master Quartz. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, we don't have any other quartz that we can put in. Which is fine. Alright, sorry. You guys are giving me a lot of opinions. And I need to digest them here. Beyond average is what I strive for. That's funny. This game is a good 60 hours long if you talk to everyone constantly. Yeah, I mean, when you stream and when you're trying to talk to chat, it's going to be longer than that. This would be 100 hours of streaming for sure. I love that we just keep linking Broctus in chat. Thank you, all of you. I like to watch JRPGs, it's nice and chill. We love JRPGs, Ben, feed us. Dude, this is what I need to hear. Not in JRPGs, but I'm always into whatever you're doing. Oh, that's nice. Ben, look how many people are here. We're weebs with you. Atelier Sophie is coming to stream. Okay, so a long time ago, when Atelier Sophie was coming out, I wanted to just do one stream. Streaming that game with Sophie on the couch. And I still want it so bad. I want it so badly. Just me and Sophie in Brandon's garage streaming a JRPG. Gotta make it happen. Ben, you should know by now we love watching this crap. Okay. Alright. Well said.
What in the world?
That light means that you've successfully synchronized with your Arcus. Congratulations! Now you can use arts as much as you want. These Arcus units have plenty more nifty features. But I wouldn't want to bombard you with too much info all at once, so we'll cover those another time.
There is... Sorry, I know I've been talking a lot, and we've only been doing little snippets of dialogue here and there, but Haru says, I mean, after you finish Yakuza, I wish you and Brad... I did it again. Yakuza, I wish you and Brad would pick Twilight Princess back up, especially when Breath of the Wild's release nears. Haru, I would love that. Brad is an excellent streaming buddy. I love streaming with him. I think we bounce off each other really well. We have the same taste in games, or very similar taste in games. It's just there's one thing that keeps getting in the way. Like, going to Brandon is already tough where I live. It's already a drive, and traffic is terrible. Going to Brad's is awful, and it takes a really, really long time. And it's awful for him to come up here, too. I'm not just putting that on me. And so I feel like we can only reasonably make it work once in a great while, and it sucks. It really sucks a lot. Again, if we had a studio in a more centralized location, it might be better, but it's just, unfortunately, I think those co-op streams are not as common as I want them to be because of the distance.
you've got your Arcus all set up and ready to go, here's what I want you to do.
All right. It's 2:30 and we've just gone through dialogue. So we're gonna get into the dungeon here and do some stuff.
It's a dungeon. It's pretty large and full of twists and turns. I'd almost guarantee you'll get lost at least
We're not gonna get lost. It's not confusing at all.
But when you find the exit, you'll be able to return to the first floor of this old schoolhouse. There are monsters wandering around though, so don't let your guard down even for a moment. With all that said, let's commence our special orienteering exercise. Your objective is to make your way through this area and back to the surface.
LA sounds like the last hours of 15. It's worse than that. Yeah.
Make it back in one piece, and I'll be happy to field any complaints you might have. If you make it back safely, I might even give you a kiss. Free of charge. On the cheek, of course.
Wouldn't the kids be freaked out? Wouldn't they be like, our teacher wants to kiss us? Is that cool? Are we cool with that? Which ally is the most decentralized? Probably. Damiani and I live in Valencia, so we live north of LA, and then Brad lives south of LA. And it's pretty rough for Damiani and I, but it's especially rough for Brad. I feel really bad for him. And like, what's so cool about Brad is he never complains. Like anytime he has to drive anywhere, he never says, "Oh, woe is me." You know, he just does it. But yeah, I think the drive is the worst for him. So mad respect to Brad for that.
I don't think she's joking.
And just where do you think you're going? Were you planning to wander off on your own without saying anything?
I have no interest in becoming friends with anyone here, and I'm surprised that you, of all people, give a damn what I do. Unless you've suddenly decided you do want to keep company with one of those stuck-up hedonists after all. Still, if you're afraid of the monsters, I suppose I could accompany you. After all, what kind of Erebonian noble would I be if I didn't have at least some degree of prowess with a sword?
What a dick.
And noblesse oblige dictates that it's my sacred duty to protect powerless commoners such as yourself.
What the hell? Nobody's asking your high excellency to deign to help us.
Maki should just pull out a shotgun and blast this fool. Eustace is such a Byakuya. Yes, he is.
Find my way out of here before you. I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself without some relic of an outdated class system dragging me down.
All right, Machias. Ben, will Easy A do a Switch betting special? I don't know. I feel like I'm taking the easy way out on this, but the betting special, I just show up and say things. I have nothing to do with the planning of the writing or anything like that. That's all Kyle and Huber. They're kind of like the architects, and Brad now as well. And then I know Brandon and Ian help out on that. And unfortunately, I'm just not part of it, so I don't know what they're gonna do.
What should we do?
The only thing we can do. We should begin exploring these ruins ourselves.
But I hope so. I mean, I want a betting special every month. Like, they do such a great job with
in
it.
Small groups, however.
Small group time.
Would the two of you have any objections to accompanying me?
Oh, no, that's fine.
It would be a huge help, actually.
And you're welcome to join us as... well...
He does not care.
I suppose that's a no. Perhaps we'll run into her along the way, and she can join us then.
7-month sub, but I still have a 3-month bad. 3-month bad. How does that happen? We gotta fix that. Yowza, thank you so much for subscribing. Here are some Sophies and a little love and respect. Brad's new age will be called the Golden Age arc.
I'm certain you gentlemen will be fine, but do take care.
Okay.
If you'll excuse us, please.
became Final Fantasy 15 over here. We got an old dude party.
Not such a hot first impression there, huh?
You can say that again. I'll have to clear things up with her later. Anyway, how do you guys want to do this? Should the three of us stick together too?
Sounds good to me. I'd get pretty anxious wandering around a place like this alone.
No objections here. I'd be happy to accompany you.
Ben, are you done with Pokemon? I am absolutely not done with Pokemon. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Never done with Pokemon.
I don't believe I've introduced myself yet. My name is Gaius Warzel.
I really, there's a lot I want to do with Pokemon. I will have a lot more to say about Pokemon Sun and Moon, and hopefully a much more filled out Pokedex by the time I return from Christmas break. The way I play Pokemon is I haven't been going super hardcore with it. I just play a little bit before bed. A little sneaky. Hang out with my Rowlet friend. And so I haven't really been digging into it the way that I should be. But
I just
so many
arrived
games.
in the Empire, so any help you can offer would be much appreciated.
Oh, so you're from abroad. I'd been wondering.
Like, it's hard for Pokemon Sun and Moon to compete with my memories of Gold and Silver and Red and Blue, but you know, outside of that powerful nostalgia, I really dig Sun and Moon so much. I think I like it much more than Alpha Ruby, Omega Sapphire, much more than X and Y. I like it a lot.
My name's Reen Schwarzer. It's nice to meet you.
I'm Elliot Craig. So, you fight with that?
He's
Of
a
course.
badass.
Why else would I be carrying it?
It's a spear, but it has that odd cross-shaped head.
It looks kind of awesome.
That's right, Elliot.
Think of it as combining the best parts of a spear and a poleaxe. I was pretty handy with it back home. But speaking of weapons, I have to say, yours looks pretty unique.
Oh, this thing.
It's an Orbital Staff.
Is it a staff? Wait, no. It's an ornament, isn't it?
Look at how happy he is holding that staff. He's like, this is my weapon. I can use this.
Both, actually. It's an orbital staff. The tech is pretty recent. This one's still a prototype, more or less.
When we fight for the Game of the Year 2017, and it comes down to physical violence, you know, Huber's going to use an axe. I'm going to bring an orbital staff.
Back during enrollment, they told me I had some aptitude for it, so when it came time to choose, I just sort of ran with it.
Interesting. I've never seen anything like it before.
Can't say I have either.
They're still in development, apparently, so there aren't too many around just yet. But that said, I'm curious about what you've got there, Reen.
Reen just has a sword. It's just a sword.
My sword?
Yeah, but what kind of sword is it?
It's different from the kinds of swords I thought the people in the Empire used, though.
It's an Eastern style of saber called a tachi. Any way you slice it, though, it's basically a longsword.
Wow, that's one beautiful blade.
So cool.
The craftsmanship looks exceptional.
They're renowned for the layering of their steel and the sharpness of their edge.
That is something that, because this isn't, the real world is not a JRPG, I never get to experience, that I would love to experience. Like, when I meet people, we usually talk about like a common interest, like music or movies or games, most often games. I wish I lived in a JRPG and I could just walk around with a weapon, and that's how I could make friends, be like, oh, your weapon looks sick, tell me about it, and let me show you my weapon. It'd be great. I'd love it.
Truth be told, though, I'm still a little hesitant to be swinging around something this dangerous.
Seriously? If that's what hesitant looks like, I'll bet confidence will make you unstoppable.
Well, you sound like a good guy to have around when the going gets tough. Speaking of which, I think we've been standing around long enough. We should really be getting ourselves into trouble.
I think I can manage that. You saw it yourselves. Trouble has a way of dropping in on me. Let's take it slow and steady, though. We need to adapt to each other's fighting styles to really
Like,
gel as a team.
this is my gunblade. Check it out. It'd be so dumb. This is my Buster sword.
got it.
It hurts. Elliot, join the party! Guys, join the party. Good stuff. Alright, we can play the video game now. We can change the leadership. Okay, I think because I am Elliot, I should just be Elliot. Okay. So, like many JRPGs where you can see the enemies on the battlefield, you can get an advantage on them by stunning them and then walking into them. So you attack them and you walk up to them. If you're behind them, it's really good. If you're in front of them but you still stun them, it's good. You know, the stuff that you would expect. Not a whole lot to say there. What up, Elliot? That's right, it is my turn. This is like how my grandmother used to dress me when I was a kid. You gotta look nice for church. My grandmother doesn't sound anything like that. I don't know where that voice came from.
Yikes! A monster!
She's a very sweet woman.
Huh. Never seen this kind before.
The wind's behind us. Let's go!
Active combatants each take action on a turn. After doing so, the ally or enemy below them on the battlefield. In battle, there are a variety of bonuses that can appear on different turns. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Go!
Oh, I can't use arts and stuff yet? What? Did I not do something correctly? Oh, it's just teaching me. Okay, it's just teaching me. Selecting the attack command will display the character's movement and attack ranges. Sure. By dealing or receiving damage, you will gain craft points. You can spend these points to perform crafts. Crafts are special combat skills unique to each character. New crafts are gained by leveling up. Pretty simple stuff.
It's my turn.
Let's use some crafts. We can't. Okay. So we don't have enough CP to use Gale Stinger yet. So we're going to attack, build up that CP. My turn.
My turn.
Yes, it is. Ooh, not quite enough.
It's my turn.
I'm going to have Elliot finish that one off. Since he has the weakest basic attacks in many.
Here we go.
There we go.
That's that.
Unscathed. Yeah, and so the other thing, and I always like this, in a game, I like a game that rewards you based on your performance, so you can't just spam the easiest way. I mean, you can, but if you take your time to really learn the systems, you know, like in a Platinum game, you get rewarded for it. I always think that's a good thing. And they do that here as well. So we didn't get touched. Struck first. I mean, it was a tutorial battle, not very hard to do, but still, cool thing.
Please tell me there aren't more of those things lurking around here.
I hate to tell you, but I can sense more further in.
It's a dungeon, Elliot. Of course there are more monsters.
Anyway, let's just stay alert.
Oh, active voice, yeah. Fighting a given type of enemy gradually unlocks information about them. The battle scope item, as well as certain arts and crafts, can unlock information all at once. So, you know, Libra. You've done this song and dance before. Break these pots.
It's my turn.
I've got this!
My turn!
Oh, they won't let me. They won't let me go! Oh my goodness. Does he just want to tell me about the treasure chest?
Oh, there seems to be a treasure chest here.
It does. Oh, quartz. So we're going to learn by slotting in your quartz into your Arcus, you get more arts for you to use. It's good to have a variety of arts because enemies have a variety of weaknesses. You know, again, very rock, paper, scissors stuff that you tend to see. There are several varieties of quartz that can be used with the Arcus Orbits. Enables the use of the Aqua Bleed art. Yep. So in a way, it's kind of like Materia from Final Fantasy VII, if you are familiar with that system. Excuse me. Let's give it to me. Thank you. Is that Orbit Charge Station? It's a save point! Elliot's going to betray the party. He's too inconspicuous. Nah, Elliot's pure, man. He's pure. Yeah, we should come back and rest here if we need to, just to be on the safe side. Sorry, I forget to read the non-dialogue stuff. Not that it's especially important. We didn't need to rest because I think everybody was topped off, but it's okay. We got to hear the little jingle. The little rest jingle. So here, I think it's going to tell us that, hey, physical attacks aren't useful against this thing. Use arts. Yeah, okay. Gaius is right. We'll need to rely on the magics. This is one really cool thing about Elliot. And it just reminded me. So his attacks aren't treated in the same way as other people's attacks. So if they're weak to arts, his orbital staff will mess them up. Which is pretty cool. We need a top 10 rest jingles. That would be a fun list. I would be very into that. Oops. No, I want to get the stun. I want to get the stun. Turn around. There we go. Ha-ha! Oh, and I missed. There we go. There we go. We're skilled. Arts are a kind of magic which require an orbit to use. They can be used by setting. Yep. So crafts consume CP, which you build up during a battle, and then arts consume EP, which you have a set amount of. And then it shows you, once you've fought them or you used Libra, essentially, how effective different types of arts will be against them.
My turn.
So we Firebolt. Which is really good against them. So Fire is especially good, and then Earth is good as well.
It's my turn.
So his art, they're a little resistant to his art, so we're just gonna swing at them, which it doesn't do very much, and that's fine.
Turn.
Okay, so we're using that shot. Kamehameha. Look at that. Just total destruction. Yep. The arts, they're powerful.
Here we go.
Easy peasy.
That's that. Let's keep moving.
You basically shouldn't be getting hit if Laura's on your team in late game. Bosses can still kick your butt though. Okay, cool. I haven't done very many boss fights, but the boss fights that I have done have been pretty intense and have required, like, you can't just mash your way through them. You can't just auto-attack your way through them. You do have to think, which I like.
I'm starting to lose my sense of direction down here.
This is the... Elliot,
Yeah,
it's a straight
make sure I'm
line.
not going in
Why are
circles.
you getting lost? Come on, man. It's not that hard. So here I think it's going to do different types of physical attacks and how some enemies are weak to certain physical attacks and resistant to others. Or just kind of weaknesses and resistances in general, rather. Nope, nope, nope. Turn around. There you go. There you go. Alright, it's fine. It's fine.
Enemy sighted. Take him out.
This shows out, yeah. Afflicted with a particular status ailment. Yep. I'm not gonna remember all of those. It's fine. I also like, so we're fighting a ton of different enemies here, and we can just skip their turn. So they're just moving, not doing anything. It's not super interesting, and so we can just skip it. This is great. But they are all grouped up here. So this is kind of what you want to look out for, is I have this leaf cutter move, and we want to get as many enemies in as possible. So see, I can position it in such a way where I'll hit all 5 of these dudes at once. And it's going to be great.
There.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, it didn't kill them or anything. And then we have CP built up from the last battle. The last several battles. Yeah. It's good. And you do want to pay attention to what's going on here on the side, because as the game said, you'll get certain bonuses during those turns. So if you notice that, like, hey, an enemy's going to have a critical attack, you want to kill them first. I'm really worried about Ring here. That's why I wanted to move Elliot up there so we could heal him.
My turn.
Let's focus on the ones that are already damaged if we can. You can kind of cheese it where you can just get them within the edges of the attack.
There.
Yeah, we got a lot of them, which is good. Ring be dying though.
Too slow. You're mine.
Okay, Elliot's here to save the day. No big deal.
Give it up, everyone!
Supporting the crew.
All right.
And I think we can do a nice Gale Stinger here. Resounding Beat is OP. Yeah, it's pretty strong, man. That 30% every turn is good. I don't know if this will kill. Yeah, okay, got both. It's good. Ring should be okay now.
Won't give up.
Let's look at their information. Oh, it hasn't taught us about unbalance yet, so we don't get to see that, which is a bit of a bummer.
There.
Yeah, look at that, 30%!
My turn.
So good.
It's my turn.
All anime games should always shout the name of the move as they're doing it, much more hype that way. This one does a lot of, well, there's a lot of like, Arcus activate! So yes, and it does make it a little bit more hype, I totally agree with you. Okay, so these things are weak to fire, it's good to note. I'm not gonna waste the AP here though, since they're already almost dead. Resounding Beat is so OP! It's just a craft and it does so much.
Alright, let's
Alright,
get
we got
going.
through that. 1.5 times experience. So glad to see Ben stream this game. I'm glad you guys are into it. Thank you, no more commercials. I remember reading the XC blog saying there wasn't enough time for Reen's English voice actor to even say a sound for his S-break attack. Oh, that's funny. It's a good little factoid.
Elliot, are you okay?
Especially later once you get to Holy Song, Elliot's so OP. That's nice to hear. It's nice
I
to hear.
don't see any obvious injuries.
I'm okay. I was just so relieved the fight was over. The strength kind of just left my legs. I'm amazed how calm you two are. You don't seem tired or worried or anything.
I guess I'm just used to fighting monsters like these.
I guess it's no big deal.
You need a hand?
No, I'll be fine. It was just a momentary lapse on my part. And...
Elliot, you're fine. You've got resounding beat, man. It's all good.
Look out! Elliot!
Huh?
No!
Oh! Guys, it's time for the crunch.
What?
Or at least I think it's time for the crunch.
Looks like I made it just in time. Heck, adios for that.
Shotgun hype! I don't need a sword. I don't need an orbital staff. I've got a gun that I shoot monsters
it's you.
with. That is a cool gun.
You said your name was Machias, right?
That's right.
LSG Live subscribed for 6 months in a row. Thank you so much,
I
LSG
came to
Live.
realize that I shouldn't have just stormed off like I did.
Here's... What am I gonna give you? Give you a little Bosman. Give you a little Bosman.
I let that arrogant noble goad me into losing my composure, acting on impulse. So I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. I acted foolishly, and I hope you can forgive me for it.
No sweat. Water under the bridge.
You know what, Marcus? You recognize when you were wrong, and I respect that. And you have a shotgun. It's hard to hate you too much.
Yeah, we all have moments when we say or do things we regret. That's human nature for you. Oh, and thanks for saving me, by the way.
I'm just glad I happened to be passing by. After I'd cooled my head, I decided to retrace my steps, and there you were. Is it just the three of you here?
Yeah, we stood around talking for a while, so the others are probably ahead of us at this point.
I don't think there's any reason to go back any farther. I can't imagine you'll find anyone there.
I see. I don't suppose you'd mind if I came with you?
We don't mind at all, Marcus. We could always use your shotgun user on our side.
I'm reasonably skilled with a gun, so you might find it useful having me along.
Sure thing. Welcome aboard.
What?
The name's Reen Schwarzer.
Why didn't they sheath their weapons well before that happened? Like, they're having this entire conversation. It's getting a little bit emotional for Marcus, and they're all ready to go. It's fine.
I'm Elliot Craig. It's nice to meet you.
My name is Gaius Warzel. It's a pleasure.
The pleasure's mine, I assure you. My name is Machias Regnitz. Could I ask you what social class you each belong to?
That's an awkward question. What social class do you belong to?
I realize how that must sound, considering my recent outburst. But please, don't take it personally. I'm simply curious to know who I'm associating with.
Well, both my parents are commoners.
Likewise, though my homeland has no class system to begin with.
Ah, so you're from abroad then? What about you, Reen?
Well...
Well?
Let's just say I haven't got a drop of noble blood in my veins. So I guess we're all in equal standing here.
Well, now that's a relief. We should probably get moving then. Somewhat concerned about the girls, as you might imagine. I'd feel much better if we were around to help if they wound up in danger.
Yeah, I suppose there's strength in numbers.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it. Minimap. So I'm actually going to head back to the save point. That is going to do it for the stream today. We didn't make it through the dungeon, but the next time we stream this game,
right,
we will. And we'll get to do the first boss fight. The first boss fight is coming up very, very soon. But the reason I don't want to end in the boss fight is because there's a lot of dialogue and stuff after that. And so I don't quite want to initiate all that stuff. Oh wait, can I save here? I don't think it gave me the option to save. Shit. Do I have to... No, it doesn't work like that. I have to go into system and save. That's what I have to do. That's right. Sorry, that was dumb. That's my old save file. I'll make a new one just for you guys. I hope you enjoyed Trails of Cold Steel. We were in the beginning of the game, so things were pretty simple, but I think we had some laughs. We had Noctis Brandon Jones, Broctus. If you haven't seen that picture, it's beautiful. I love it. One more time, I'm going to post it. Just phenomenal stuff. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas. I may not see you until then. But yeah, enjoy the holidays. I hope you get a lot of JRPGs. Hope you get a lot of anime. Alright, everybody. Bye. Boop. I want to make sure you guys get the boop.